And third, since it's in all the media, I thought we've been kind of having a slow burn conversation about this for, well, forever it seems like. But since the media has exploded with all kinds of information and misinformation about the United Methodist Church as of May 1st, you'll hear some of you are asking questions, and there's stories in the media that the United Methodist Church has split as of May 1st. To quote Mark Twain, the news of my death has been greatly exaggerated. Honestly, what has happened on May 1st is pretty much nothing. What happened is that when General Conference was postponed again until 2024, is that right now? We're on 2024. The folks who were from the Wesleyan Covenant Association who were planning to leave our denomination just decided they didn't want to wait until 2024 for General Conference to finally get around to doing something. And so they declared that they were officially launching the Global Methodist Church on May 1st. Well, what that means is it exists on paper. There are no members and there are no churches. The Wesleyan Covenant Association of East Ohio Conference has communicated to their membership that they recommend not bothering to even try and go to annual conference, because leaving the denomination requires annual conference action, and they're not going to bring it to annual conference until 2023. In the absence of General Conference action, what General Conference, we anticipated General Conference would do would be to create a path for churches that wanted to leave the denomination. Well, because General Conference didn't act, they didn't create one. So there are two provisions, two paragraphs in the existing Book of Discipline that allow churches to leave the denomination. And each bishop gets to decide which of those paragraphs they want to use. And our bishop has decided, and she sent out a video, which she sent during the week of Easter, and I was busy and I haven't watched it yet. But she sent out a video detailing the path that she will use for churches in the East Ohio Conference that want to leave. As of now, what I have heard is that 14 churches have filed a declaration of intent to leave the East Ohio Conference and leave the United Methodist denomination. Have they? No. The path is not a particularly easy one, nor is it inexpensive, and so some of those 14 churches may not complete the path. They may not be able to afford to leave. Long story short, what has happened as of now is pretty much nothing. I still say what I have said all along is that we got time. There's no rush. My personal feeling is that it's still worth waiting for General Conference to decide something. As of now, the position and the Book of Discipline of the United Methodist Church hasn't changed. The church we've belonged to for the last 20 years or more is the same church that exists today. Nothing has changed. There's no urgency for us to make any kind of decision whatsoever, and I think the best course of action is for us to at least wait until 2024 when General Conference decides something, presuming they do anything, and at that point, put your finger in the wind and see which way the wind blows. That's kind of where we are.